Dr. Vita is a holistic menstrual coach who helps women with irregular periods, infertility, PCOS, fibroids, and other hormonal issues restore their productive imbalances. Dr. Vita empowers women worldwide to take charge of their health so they can improve their fertility. She does this by showing women tools they can use to prepare themselves mentally, emotionally, and physically so they can improve their reproductive health. Her holistic approach to reproductive health focuses on the detoxifying of hormone disrupting chemicals combined with the consumption of nutritious foods and herbal remedies. Dr. Vita, we welcome you onto the Extraordinary Achievers Show.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. In our comment box, we are going to place a link of your book. Dr. Vita, you have just launched a book in a 60-second snapshot. Please tell us about how Women's Health Guide 5 minutes a day to boost energy, balance hormones, and live a better life is all about.
Yes, I often have women come to me and ask me how they can improve their health. A lot of women come to me complaining of fatigue, complaining to me of irregular menstrual cycles, very, very difficult passage into menopause. So they have all of these issues, but they are struggling with time. They don't have a lot of time to research different therapies and to even attempt certain therapies. So I have come up with this guide, and it is a manual to help women only do 5 minutes a day of different activities that will help them boost their energy and balance their hormones. So it's for the busy mother, the busy student, the busy entrepreneur, to just grab that. And these are small things that you can do every single day to make a big difference in your life.
Thank you for that snapshot aerial view of what is packed in there. If you are watching this program, that was Dr. Vita, and in the comment box below you will see the link to download her book, available on Kindle or as a paperback. Dr. Vita had an experience. She had her vaccination, and now we would like to ask Dr. Vita if she can share her experience after her vaccination. And after you share your experience of what happened after you were vaccinated, doctor, can you tell us what is your view and your take on being vaccinated?
Yes, I had a very, very traumatic experience as a healthcare worker and working at a medical center. I was one of the first in my area to get vaccinated. And so after vaccination, there was a holding room at the hospital where I was vaccinated, and they suggest that people wait about 15 minutes after the vaccination just to observe any after effects. And I stayed there for 15 minutes. Towards the end of my 15 minutes, I started to fan myself because I was hot. The woman next to me was also like, "Hey, isn't it very, very hot in this room?" And I agreed. I thought that maybe I was just hot. And as I was walking out of the door, I realized that the room was spinning. And so then I started to say, "I feel like I'm going to faint. I feel like I'm going to faint." And then some people came and then they held on to me. And then unfortunately, I passed out. I did faint. And so the paramedics came and they rushed me to the emergency room. My blood pressure was extremely low. And they were able to just monitor me for several hours. And I was extremely fatigued. I was hallucinating. I was out of my mind. I kept saying that there was something in my head. It was a very, very traumatic experience for me. This happened several months ago. We are now towards the end of April, and this happened in January. And since then, I have suffered from extreme fatigue. It's funny because at the time I was writing the book that I have launched this week. And so a lot of the things that are in there were tested for me to be able to sit here. I had to do a lot of the activities and the different things that I put in my book. And it has affected my ability to concentrate, my ability to focus. Since then, I have not been able to work an entire shift at my job. And it's brought on some headaches. The headaches are getting better now. But I did have a severe reaction, and now my life is getting back to normal. I'm starting to have more energy. I was able to start exercising this week. So life is getting back to normal. My take on it is, I think that for most people, and the data tells us that most people are able to get all of the COVID vaccines without a problem. Even the Johnson and Johnson vaccine that was recently paused for a small, short period of time. The number of people that have blood clots or other adverse effects is very, very low. I do not know why I had such a reaction to this virus, but I am kind of a rare situation. I've talked to lots of physicians, and they are seeing some people coming in with some after symptoms, but they're very, very minor. So my advice to other people is not to take my experience as their own. I'm one of millions of people that have been vaccinated, and most people have had no adverse effects.
So, doctor, although you had what is a traumatic experience after the vaccine, you are still saying you're encouraging others to have the vaccine because not everyone is going to have the same experience. Is that correct?
That is correct. That is, everybody's genetic makeup is completely different. And I have never had this happen before with other vaccines, but for some odd reason, I had a bad reaction. It was not life-threatening at the time. Although my blood pressure did drop and my vitals were not okay, my life was not in any danger. And so I was not allowed to take the second vaccine, unfortunately, because that was my first one that I reacted to. But I'm one of very few.
Thank you. Dr. Vita, we thank you for sharing what you have been through and your take on the vaccine. We will be back with Dr. Vita shortly. In the meantime,